What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Miles Drives. My name's Mickey. In this episode, I'm going to do my very first garage update. What do I currently have in the garage? What's coming? What's going? Anyways, let's start with the very first car. What do you guys think it is, huh? This little guy, the 991.2 GT3 Touring. In my humble opinion, the best driving experience ever to be given to man. It was like gifted from the gods, from Zeus himself, down to man, with that 9,000 RPM flat six that does this. Oh my God, guys. This thing is a masterpiece. And honestly, I've got no plans of ever getting rid of this car because, point to point, this may be the best driving experience in the world. It's the expression of what a driver's car should be. And I don't want to get rid of it. The problem is that I paid $236,000 for it. And I do have a certain other exotic sports car coming in that I can't pay outright cash. So the bank at the moment that I get that car may force my hand in trading this in. That may be the saddest day of my life, guys. I hope, please God, please do not make me get rid of this thing. This is honestly, unequivocally, the best daily driver in the world. And I think that's a good segue into the second car in my garage. My wife's 2018 Porsche Macan Turbo. Wow, guys, look, this is the longest standing car in both of our garages because we love it so much. It's absolutely good at everything. Imagine for a moment that the Macan Turbo is like a dog that's perfectly trained, that does everything you tell it to. Everything about it is just so robotic, mechanical, and perfect. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing. As a driving experience, it's not terribly awe-inspiring, but for an SUV, it's quite impeccable. Not just the way that it handles, but that PDK transmission and the V6 twin turbo with that quad exit exhaust sound for an SUV absolutely marvelous. The reason why we've never gotten rid of it is because it's so good at everything. It's so good across the board, and it's so hard to find a replacement. We even went and test drove everything in the market. I'm talking Escalade, G-Wagon, I'm talking Tesla Model X. We went through the gauntlet and could not justify spending, you know, $150,000, $200,000 on anything else. So where does that leave us today with the Macan Turbo? I'm going to let you know. On the Macan Turbo, I have gone ahead and put a little deposit on an electric vehicle. I have put my deposit on the Rivian R1S. That's $1,000, fully refundable, but I'm hoping I can convince my wife to exchange the Macan Turbo for the Rivian. Now, there's no guarantee that's going to happen, but guys, if she does it, I am going to have an 800 horsepower, 900 pound-feet of torque, quad motor electric vehicle that can wade in 3 feet of water, as I talked about in my previous video, and off-road to the level of the Jeep Wrangler, which I think would be really cool to make content with. So, well, hopefully she keeps it. But the convenience of a car is super important, which is why I've got a little special surprise coming for you guys. Something that you weren't anticipating, something that's news breaking in this episode. Yes, right, guys, look, I have ordered a 4-door Cadillac. I wonder if you guys know what it is, because you know me. That's right, guys, look, I ordered the CT5-V Blackwing. Oh my God, this is something that I'm truly excited for. You have no idea, because they mated, I don't know how you say it, this thing to a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 that produces 668 horsepower. The only car of its kind with a manual gearbox. And don't try to compare the BMW M3 or M4. Guys, that has nothing to do with the CT5-V Blackwing. That car stands in a league of its own. Now I'm going to do a whole nother video on the spec, on what the car is going to look like, on why I chose what I chose. But I'm most excited about being able to throw my son in the back seat and go out for a drive without having to wait for my wife to get home. She's always got to depend on me, right, to be home together, to take the Macan somewhere. We would much rather have 2 cars with 4 doors, and mine's going to happen to be a little bit more special, a little bit better of a driving experience than hers, which probably means we won't drive the Macan Turbo anymore. Nonetheless, I'm super excited about that car, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So guys, look, we've gone through it. I've got the 991.2 GT3. We got the Macan Turbo that may or may not be switched for the Rivian. Incoming is a CT5-V Blackwing. And last but not least, the car that you guys know about, that I've got an order on, that I put the $40,000 deposit on, is the 765 LT Spider. Where are we with that car? Well, guys, the order's been placed. I placed the order a couple weeks ago, as you guys saw in my video, but recently I went and delivered the check to the dealership, signed all the documentation. They made me sign a piece of paper that said,
Mickey, you won't get rid of the car for a year. And if you do, you have to sell it back to us.
it's kind of like the dealer's way to keep a monopoly on such, you know, rare and exotic sports cars. So I signed that paperwork, and the order was officially placed through the MSO representative. That means that we're about a year out on that car, from manufacturing, right, to it getting shipped over here, to it getting delivered to the collection, then to me picking it up. Now, that car's a little nerve-wracking because, again, if they make me get rid of this, I don't know if I'll necessarily want to do it. Now, obviously, it's such a special car, and it's a financially savvy opportunity that I may do it anyways. And I think, honestly, if given the choice, I would probably pull the trigger, because I could always go back and buy one of these, but I probably can't go back and buy another 765 LT Spider. So that's the final car coming into my garage. Apart from that, guys, look, I'm looking for a project car. I'm looking for something that I could modify, maybe an Evo 8 or an Evo 9, something like that. I'll keep you guys updated on that. That's just kind of something that's happening in the back of my head. Probably as I make a couple more paychecks and stop buying such expensive ass daily drivers, then I'll be able to do some more of these project cars. But anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed my very first garage update. If you did, scroll down below, right? Give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, go down to the comments and tell me, what would you do instead of the cars that I've chosen, right? What would you do? What would you get? What would be in your garage? Anyways, guys, I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care.